Hi guys, it's Rachelle from Monolane Furniture again in beautiful Sydney. I think it's going to get a bit hot today actually. Today I'm working on these bedsides. I have been working on that desk over there. It's kicked my ass. I've had to put it in the naughty corner. I can't look at it anymore. I might come back to it. Chances are you're never going to see that again. I'm just saying. Let's have a look at what we got. So I picked this set up for $30 for the two. That's pretty much the max I'll pay for a set of bedsides. They're not on... Oh, that's not solid. Oh, that's a shame. That's laminate. You feel the difference on it straight away. Anyway, they're not on runners. They're on these grooves, which I don't mind. Just as good. Really love the drawer pulls. I will probably, well, I'm definitely keeping them, not probably. Okay, so I know that the drawers are, certainly that is laminate. Looks like this is solid wood, I think. Let's have a look. They're in really good condition and I really love the detail. I'm just going to sand the top. I can see that straight away. There's too many ridges. 1, 2, 3, yeah. Not put myself through that. Let's have a look at the back. What can we see here? I would say this is laminate. No, not laminate, veneer. Actually, you can see it on the bottom better than you can on the top. You see, it's wrapping around here. But the top, it's really hard to see. Sorry. But given that you can't see any grain or anything through this, that looks like it's just chipboard to me. Let's look on the other side, see if it's more obvious. Yeah, so we've got, there we are. You can see it probably a little bit better on this side. So that's a really thin veneer again. So I have to be careful. This is just cheap stuff on the back. It's all good. Legs are nice. It's a solid piece. When I say solid, I mean, you know, heavy, solid, well made. But it's veneer. But that's okay. You can also see the veneer. See the little ripples in this? There's a good indication when you see that it's veneer. But I really don't care if it's veneer or solid wood. It makes no difference. It makes no difference at all. I would prefer this part to be solid wood just because it feels nicer when you open it. As soon as I felt that, I know I can tell it's laminate, which isn't great. So when I say laminate, if you think about IKEA furniture, that's laminate. And this would peel off. If I dug on it, played about with it enough, it would peel off. I'm not going to. No idea what colour I'm going to do. Oh shoot, nearly fell over. No idea what colour I'm going to do. Same old, never know till I start. It's got on it. Right, let's get sanding. Remember, I'm going to be really careful with this because it is a veneer. Nice veneer by the looks of it. Okay, so I'm using my usual Bosch GEX 125 AVE Professional with a 120 grit sandpaper. Already got it there. And I'm not going to lie, 10 minutes ago I put a post on Monolane Furniture Friends group. If you're not already in it, head over. It's a lovely group. Anyway, the post said that I was taking the day off and I was going to relax. No one there believed me. I didn't even believe me. My husband definitely didn't believe me. And here I am. What can I say? Let's get sanding. Right, so that took 6 minutes. And to be honest, that was more stubborn than they usually are. I had to change halfway through. The end bit was even more stubborn, was still stubborn, and I could have probably changed it out again. Yeah, see? See, you get these little build-ups, and that's what will stop it from working so much. But you can actually just flick those off. If you get the big ones, you can flick it off and then use it, carry on using it. So yeah, 6 minutes to do a bedside. I'd say 5 minutes is about the norm. Hope that helps. Okay, drawer pulls are off. Top is sanded. I'm now going to, it's quite a shiny surface. Actually, I need to sand that. I'm keeping the same drawer pulls, but that's a bit rough, so I'm just gonna grab a bit of sandpaper here. There's just a little bit of residue from the drawer pulls. Yeah, so I just wanted to sand that smooth. So what I'm going to do is go over this with the ESP again, in the interest of being lazy, to be honest. I'm trying to make myself slow down. I'm just not very good at it, so maybe if I at least slow down my workload while I'm out here, maybe that'll work. So at the moment, I'm looking at going with Carts and Millie Cookies paint. I need to wait though 90 minutes after putting this on, and 90 minutes and me, I could have 10 different colours in my head in that time. So who knows? At the moment it's going to be Carts and Millie though. I just want this one to be a quick flip, to be honest. I mentioned that desk, it did my nutting. I just couldn't get it wasn't playing badly, it wasn't being horrible to me. I just couldn't get it in my head what I wanted of it. It just wasn't working for me. So today I just need to do a quick one to get this done, so I feel good again, you know. Some jobs just get you like that, don't they? They just take every ounce out of you. So I know these would be really nice black with the drawer pulls sprayed gold, but I've done a lot of black and gold. I want something different. I'm not very good at doing the same thing over and over. I like change. So some people say, oh, I noticed that you're only sanding the very top now. You usually do the whole bit, or you're only doing this colour. I change all the time. I'm like it in my normal life. I like to change furniture around in rooms. I like to move. I like to get new cars. It's exhausting. Some people with anxiety don't like change. Oh my God. Not having change causes me anxiety. Big anxiety. But it is exhausting. Oh, sorry. Right, let's get this other one. So I'm just going to clean these over. Then I'm going to go in and eat some chocolate. Maybe have a brew. These drawers are quite stiff actually. Not really a lot I could do about that because it's laminate. I could put some Mama's Butter on them actually. I'd probably do that. If you haven't tried that, give it a go. It smells so nice and it'll be fine on laminate. I mean, it's not going to be conditioning the wood or anything, but it'll loosen it up a little bit. So, oh sorry, I didn't mention what ESP was. I've done it in other videos. This is ESP Easy Surface Prep. No more sanding, firmly blonde paint to any glossy surface, even glass. So this is instead of a scuff sand. This is because I'm tired. But also I prefer to do this on a really shiny surface, because if you scuff sand a really shiny surface, you're kind of taking away the nice smooth base that you've got to paint on already and possibly create more work for yourself. These wheels are doing my nutting today as well. Oh. You'll be able to see when I'm getting tired, because I get really touchy with myself. I don't have any patience with myself. And well, most people just stay away from me, to be fair, when I'm like this. Except for the dogs. Oh, so this is a really good rambling one today. Sorry guys, you're basically just going to see it all in how long the flip takes me, really, because this is a pretty quick flip. So this is, I'll put this on, you have to wait 90 minutes and then you can paint. I anticipate that the paint will be 2 coats plus a top coat, because the Carts and Millie is an all-in-one mineral paint. It's an all-in-one mineral paint, but it's a matte finish and I like a satin finish, so I just add satin top coat to it. Okay, now I've got an issue. I just remembered I've run out of the Carts and Millie satin top coat, so now I'm probably going to have to change my mind on the colour, because really that's the only one I like mixing into paint or adding as just a top coat to paint. Okay, now I'm going to have to rethink that. I might go Purico Fossil, maybe. I've done that the last 2 projects. I love it. I love it. Right, so this is done. I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to go and have some chocolate and a brew. Then I'll come back and then change my mind with the colour again, probably. But I won't be using Carts and Millie because I need that top coat. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I've had my chocolate biscuits, feeling more revitalised. So, in terms of colour, like I said, I don't want to be doing one that needs a top coat because I don't have the top coat to mix in. So, I'm going to go with a mix of these two. So this is Dixie Belle Silk Wharf. I've used that before. It's like a blue, grey, green. And Dixie Belle Salt Water. I haven't used that, so that's another white. So I don't want it that dark, so I'm gonna mix it 50-50. Yeah, I'm just gonna, these are 100ml pots that I've got left over from when I did the photos for Capri or Shabby Chic. Why can't I open stuff anymore? I'm like an old lady. Bang it. Yeah, that fixes it. If you ever stuck, if you can't open them, just turn it upside down, bang it. I saw that tip yesterday, I think, on one of the forums. Awesome. So, just going to assume I can't open it and just bang it. So I'm literally going 50-50. So salt water is white, you know, we don't need me to show you that. So I'm going to pour this in one of my leftover fusion pots. Pour that in. This has got really good coverage, I know, because I've done it before. I'm not going to need to prime it, which is another reason that I'm using this, because I'm feeling proper lazy today. So 50-50. Literally 100 ml of that, 100 ml of that. Oh, let me go and get a stirrer. Oh, talk amongst yourselves. So I'm hoping this gives me a nice pale grey. I might throw some green actually, because the Wharf has got a little bit of a green in it. No, that's nice. Right, I'm getting a nice pale grey out of that. I've got some more in there actually, I'll tip those over. Right, I'll leave that there soaking out. You can't see what I'm talking about. See, I've just left it leaning in it. Can you still see that? There. Anywho, oh, I just did my shoulder. Oh man, I'm old. Right, the colour. Right, mixed most of that in. Actually, I want to tip this one over and mix the rest of that in. I just did the rub and buff on the hardware. I'm going to do a breakout video on that, so it's a separate video. So people can just be referred to that, because I know that some people don't want to watch the entire videos. So we've got 50-50 here of Wharf and, what was it? Salt water, wasn't it? Salt water. So we've got a nice grey. A nice light grey, so I'm going to make sure I give it a good stir. And I anticipate that the coverage of this is going to be really good, and I'm not going to prime it. Firstly, because I'm lazy. Secondly, because I'm lazy. But no, I've used Wharf before. Coverage is great. I've never had any bleed through with it. And I know that it's going to be lighter with the salt water mixed in. But I'm confident it's going to be awesome. So, right, spin these suckers around and get some paint on them, shall we? So I'm using my sleek 38 mil. I used to use the 25 mil more, but I'm noticing that I'm using the 38. Oh, should I do the feet different? Nah, got more work for myself. Let's just go for this. So this should be a nice light grey. Yeah, see, look at that coverage. That's the dogs, isn't it? You don't need to prime that. Well, it's the thing is with Dixie Belle is it's got a built-in primer, but primers act as, they do two jobs. Primarily, anyway, you want them to prime your wood so it gives you a good surface to paint. Also so you use less paint if you're using a light colour, because generally the paint is more expensive than the primer. So if you get good coverage on the primer, you'll save on your paint. And also a block tan and bleed through, which you really don't, because when you do a light colour and then after you've painted it looks great, and then you start to see pink come through or yellow or orange, that's bleed through. And that just basically means you need to not start again, but you need to then put some blocker on and paint again. You don't need to sand it all off, but you do need to fix it. But like I say, I've used Wharf before, and the coverage is really good. I'm just hoping that I don't get any bleed through. I'm confident. The Dixie Belle Silk it's a good paint. And I think the finish will be pretty good, if I remember rightly. It's been a while since I've used it, but if I remember rightly, it's a satin finish. So right, I'll carry on with this, let you watch me do this bit, and then I'll come back when the painting's done. Oh, I just wanted to quickly mention it's a hot day, so this is drying really quickly, so I'm going to spritz it. It's just water, just a mister bottle, and it just helps keep the paint alive for a little bit longer. It doesn't reactivate it. It's not the same as chalk paint. It just gives you a little bit more work time. Plus, it does reduce brush strokes. A lot of people say you shouldn't use it with mineral paint and the built-in top coat, but I always do, and it really helps me get a smooth finish. I just thought I'd quickly show you the back of this piece. At the moment, I'm leaving it like that because I've got very limited paint. It was supposed to be 100 ml in each of those pots, but I don't think it was. I think I ended up with about 150 ml probably for the entire project. So at the moment, that's staying like that. It's not going to stay like that for me to sell, but I'm going to wait till I've finished. If I've got enough to paint, I will paint using the paint I'm using. If not, I'll just paint it a different colour on the back. I generally wouldn't, but there's some detailed areas in here that need painting. So rather than being fiddly and trying to get a really definite, neat line, it's easier just to paint the entire piece. But like I said, I don't want to waste the paint that I've got on that. So I'll just see how I go. If I've got enough, great, I'll paint it that colour. If not, then I'll just find a contrasting colour. Painting is done and we've got full coverage with just 2 coats. I am happy with that. I needed that today. Right, time for some smooth sanding now, and I'm going with my usual 240 grit and my Bosch sander. I won't do this in real time. You've seen how long it takes in the first go. Let's get this done. Right, we're into the final stretch. You know how how much I hate taping, but there was next to no lip on this at all, so I had to. Right, with this one I'm going to go with Carts and Millie washed away in How Now, and excuse me, jeez, Purico eggshell sealer on top. There's lots of people doing gardening around me, so I'm just going to speed this up and put some music on for you. Here they are, all staged, ready for photos. I love them. This was such a simple flip. I just sanded the top, so the top's got how now on. The body has got 50-50 mix of Dixie Belle Silk Wharf and Dixie Belle Silk Salt Water. And I did rub and buff on these, and I've done a breakout video to show me doing that. Oh, I haven't actually sealed the tops of these yet, but I'll be putting FURRY eggshell sealer on that, which I showed you earlier. Aren't they beautiful? I'm so happy. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. Oh, look at all the mess behind me. If you could like and subscribe, I would love you forever. Thank you. Speak to you soon.